Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Hong Kong FinTech Day 2023. My name is Douglas Arner. I am a professor specializing in financial regulation, financial sector development here at Hong Kong U. Hong Kong FinTech Day has been held every year in conjunction with Hong Kong Fintech Week. This makes the 8th annual Hong Kong FinTech Day and also the 8th annual Hong Kong Fintech Week. Today's Hong Kong FinTech Day, we're going to be focusing on a number of themes. So we have our first panel is going to be looking at issues around tokenization and its interactions and implications with and for data, Web3, and IP. Our second panel is going to be looking more at a range of emerging challenges, looking at issues around technology and governance from the standpoint of sustainability, inclusion, financial stability, and the like. After the break, we're going to be doing something that we like to do every year at this event, which is announce a new educational initiative. And if I think back over the years, our very first one, we announced that we were going to be doing what was at the time the first online, massive open online course with the edX platform on FinTech. That course launched about 2 years later and is today one of the largest courses on the edX platform, translated into not only Chinese, but also Arabic and Russian, with learners in every country in the world, except we are still missing North Korea. So if anyone happens to know a North Korean who wants to know about FinTech, we could really use one to sign up our course, and then we could have one in every country in the world. We built on that to launch our first professional certificate, bringing together courses looking at regulation, looking at technology led by the computer science department here, looking at ethics and risks led by the Hong Kong U Business School. And that was not only Hong Kong U's first online professional certificate, it was also the first online professional certificate in FinTech. More recently, we've launched a series of new courses, and we'll be launching yet another exciting initiative this afternoon. In our third panel, we're going to be looking at building Web3 in Hong Kong and looking really from the technology standpoint, a number of founders of blockchains and blockchain firms. We'll have a special guest coming from the Legislative Council to speak about general directions from the standpoint of Hong Kong's Web3 and infrastructure development and ecosystem. Our fourth panel will be a startup panel bringing some of our own university startups working in FinTech and Green Tech to talk about not only what they're doing, but also some of the challenges that they're running into and the sorts of things that universities and governments and financiers and others may be able to do to help support the development of more startups and innovations here in Hong Kong. And our final panel is going to be looking at tokenized securities offerings. And if we think about tokenization, one of the big areas that we're looking at today is security tokens, basically looking at tokenization in the context of a regulated environment and some of the directions that we may see. From the standpoint of the organization of this event, the idea really is to bring together initiatives across the University of Hong Kong. And if we look at the organizing groups led by Hong Kong U's business faculty, engineering faculty, particularly its computer science department, and the Hong Kong U law faculty in the context of our Hong Kong U Standard Chartered Foundation FinTech Academy, which was very generously endowed by the Standard Chartered Foundation 3 years ago to help support and enable the development of the fintech ecosystem, not only here at Hong Kong U, but across Hong Kong and the region. The Asia Global Institute, established as a policy institution here at Hong Kong U, once again, with generous support from individual donors to look at bigger issues around business policy in Asia. And from the standpoint of digital finance, this is clearly one of the biggest opportunities in the region. Hong Kong U's Light Lab. Light Lab is the law, innovation, technology, and entrepreneurship program. And essentially, it's a program that helps Hong Kong U and Hong Kong startups and organizations look at issues around legal and policy challenges. It tries to involve students at a range of levels in startups and other firms as a way to integrate and support the wider ecosystem from the university. The Techno-Entrepreneurship Core is Hong Kong U's new initiative, which tries to bring together all of our technology and entrepreneurship programs from across the university. And one of those leading programs is iDendron. iDendron is essentially the startup center. It is the physical place evolving into an incubator to support the wider development of startups here at Hong Kong U. And all of these are brought together under the umbrella of Hong Kong U FinTech, bringing together initiatives from across faculties, from across the university, not only looking at research and teaching, but broader impact in the community. So, thanks very much for joining and for making your way to this room or this campus, depending on where you're coming from. We have a very full program today, and that means that we're going to be trying our best to stick to the schedule, which means that I'm going to go ahead and invite our first moderator, Mr. AJ Shamdasani. AJ he works with Hong Kong U FinTech from the standpoint of leading many of our media initiatives, and in particular hosts our Regulatory Ramblings podcast, where we look at, or where we interact with a range of professionals and experts, particularly in Hong Kong, to discuss issues around regulation, policy, compliance, and business strategy. So, AJ, I'll call you up and maybe you can bring your panel and get us started.